I think. Yes. I was first. No one else is here. It's just me on my own. And, I thought it was broken for a second.
Hello. Welcome to the Ideal Home Show.
Hey,
Rick, how you doing? All right?
yeah, good. Thanks, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah. So.
It's funny,
John,
isn't it? We come on here.
Are you well?
We come on here at the start of the show and we pretend we haven't spoken to each other for the last half an hour, don't we?
What are you saying? It's all pretense.
Oh yeah, it's all bullshit. No, all good, mate. All good, thank you. You all right?
Oh, that's good to hear. I've got my health.
That's all we can hope for these days, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely, especially the way things are going.
Yeah, they're going really bad at the moment.
Episode 98. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to mainly be talking about squonking. There'll be some stuff later on. If you want to know what we've all had for breakfast, stay tuned. Troll of the Week, Mod Showcase, Hall of Fame. It's all to come. So
you sound so excited about
hang about if that whole
the mood takes you.
Sounds good. John,
hello.
How's your week been? What's the worst vape you've ever had? What did you have for breakfast, and what are you vaping right now?
It's been good. Busy. All a bit crazy. Waiting for do like a Jan update and everything. What's the worst vape? That's a difficult one. I'm going to give you. I've already said it about 10 times, but I'm going to do it again. What's the Chinese liquid that's not hang? Oh, got it. Decang RY4 is the worst liquid I've ever tried, hands down. I nearly threw up as soon as I took a drag. And worst vape. Oh, it always coincides with this exactly near this time of year, actually, because going on holiday next. It's all right. I've got one more show and then I'm on holiday, but. Whatever I take on holiday tends to be a nightmare. Well, especially 3 or 4 years ago, and I took a VV Nova on holiday. It must have been a VV Nova 1 or 2. Oh, I got so fucking angry. There was a year where different things kept coming out that were meant to be brilliant, and they were shit. The Kanga T2, T3. Heads and coils, they sucked, but the VV Nova wins because everyone was saying how great it was, and it really fucking wasn't. What was the meal? What did I have for breakfast?
Yeah. That's how
I had for breakfast.
Did you have a yogurt?
No, yogurtless week this week. Oh. I decided to get a fruit like a tea cake loaf at the weekend. You know, tea cake loaf.
You mean a bath with currants in?
What?
Like
cake?
Bread with currants in?
Like bread with currants and a bit of peel, mixed peel.
Fruit cake then. Cake.
I've been having that toasted for breakfast, but I really regret it. But I'm now eating it out of a sense of duty because
bit of best butter.
Yeah, it's really horrible though. It's really dry, and every morning I burn it. So
would you put butter on it as well?
Put it in as long.
I can't believe it's not butter, which I know has been like this thing on the group that people can't believe that I can't believe it's not butter, but I don't really care.
No, you need real butter. Come on, you can't eat anything except real butter.
You've got to get it out of the fridge like 4
life's
hours.
too short.
No, just leave it out on the side, mate. It's all right all the time. What we do.
I just use. I can't believe it's not. I don't think it's that. It seems to be like an actual sin, but I do that. Oh, this is going to be nuts. Right. What am I vaping on? I'll go with the things that are closest. The first thing is, what have I got it is on? The Aspire Breeze is the first thing I'm vaping on, which is this little cheeky number with a light on the side. Is it on or off? Yeah, it's got a little light on it. Little cap. I've only had this for about 4 hours. About 4 hours. It's an aluminium body, so it feels solid.
It's like a Phil Basada review. Actual materials.
Last week it was
what's the exact length?
I don't know. It's longish.
Yeah.
We gotta
Bigger
send
than a
you-
nano.
I think you need some calipers, John.
Bigger than a nano. Know that. And what I said this is for the show to Richard actually. What it is, it's what the iCare Mini should have. The iCare Mini V2 should have been this. This is exactly what it should have been. It's got some of the features of the iCare Mini. So the cap is also a spanner to get the coil out with, or a screwdriver. There's a little metal plate in the bottom here, which you actually hook into the top to get the coil out with. So you get like that, and then just pull it out. The reason I thought I'll get this is because, the one thing I think we can all agree on is that Aspire coils. I have to put a caveat here because of Mark Todd and things I've said about Aspire coils in the past, but Aspire coils now work. They used to, but now they do work.
Arse-pile coils.
Arse-pile coils.
Cleto coils since. Cleto coils onwards.
Yeah, and this has got a dual coil in it. It's got the two close together, like that U-shaped thing going on again. I've got 45 milligram Nick salt in it. The other thing it's got is a fire button here. It's got an auto switch, which I'll do, and it's got a fire button. And as Mr. Basado did say in the review, and I'm trying to think who else's reviews I watched on this.
You watched a review on the Breeze?
I did, yeah.
Sad bastard.
I watched Mr. Phil Basado. I didn't watch the whole thing. I haven't got that. Life's too fucking short. But
Let's go to the thumbs up, thumbs down.
that was kind of really what I did. So it's got an auto switch on it, which I'll do. I'll put the buttons facing up and I won't press it. Which you kind of need to. It's one of those ones where you give it a fake drag and then do a drag, and it will do mouth to lung actually quite well. I think it's tighter than the iCare, the new one. But Joshua Cook, who has got both as well, said that it's looser. So but this is it in auto mode.
There's a bit there, isn't there? There's a little bit there.
And in press button mode.
There you go. Yeah. Definitely does both there.
Yeah, it does
both be needed.
Yeah, it's so far it's a funky little thing. I'm going to take. This has just beaten the Zippo was very close to coming on holiday with me, but my wife hates this and says I look a twat when I use it. And she did say I don't care what you use, but it's going to be the Breeze that's actually going with me.
I must admit I've had to go on one of those and I thought it was very, very good.
It's cracking. I don't know if I'd use it without the Nick Salt stuff, but with it, it's fucking great. I want to see what the battery's life is like, because there's no information out as to whether it's a regulated vape or not that you're getting. And I want to find out, because it isn't on the Zippo. On the Aurora, you get a weaker and weaker and weaker, and then it just stops. But I want to see what the battery's life is.
Have you been on www.aspire.com?
I haven't bothered. I thought Phil would do it for me. Pete Passard. So I didn't.
If he hadn't done it, the Vaping Greek will have done it.
Oh, all right. But he didn't. He said it wasn't there. He did ask Aspire. He sent them several emails and got no reply. So we will find out. Next thing I've got is the wasp on top of my tripophobic mod. I'm going to try. I want to swap out the battery later. I put the orange battery in. I shouldn't have done. But this is the special edition Ideal Home Show mod. It's got Bantha Milk in it by Vape Swag and a wasp on top. This is going on. One of them's going on holiday with me, and it could be this one. But Bantha Milk's definitely going on holiday with me. It's one of those flavours. I know it was on the list for the greatest flavours. If you've not tried it, if you think you've had raspberry slush before, for me, Jamie Hepburn's and Vape Swag nailed blue slush. I've tried quite a lot, and that's my favourite one, Bantha Milk. The next one is something very special. I'm gonna change the battery so you can see it, which is what my boss Simon has got a big laser thing. And he likes to make things with his big laser thing. And one of the things he's made, he said that is what killed Grandma, is a little squonker. And that's the little squonker. With
what,
just
he made the whole thing?
Oh, he made the whole mod. I thought he just made the door.
No, he made the whole thing. Look, down the side.
Blimey no. I love
Yeah,
one.
X1.
X1, yeah. And yeah,
Come
that's
on,
the
Simon.
that's the mod.
I didn't know he bought my 510s. I didn't know. I would have sent him a few.
Yeah, he did. I did say that to him. I didn't say that to him. He just Simon will be in chat and probably watching at the moment. On top of that is the Goon, and inside of that is that one by Coil Vapes. It's a funky little mod. And it's got one of those. He put one of those silicone bottles in it because he had one, which I'm not really used to at all. So I'm more of a mod maker bottle kind of man. But yeah, it's very squashy. I think Richard said they were like a condom for custard, and I think that's a really good example of what these ones are. Yeah.
Where's the bottle from?
I can't remember where it's from.
Does it regain its shape?
Yeah, it does.
It's not as soft as that one that I had.
No, they're like 14 quid each or something stupid.
Wow.
Which is stupid. He was just trying to get them to get this mod done. He's done one for himself as well. I don't know, why did you do one for yourself, Simon? He doesn't own any atomizers, this guy. Anyway. Oh yeah, this guy's borrowing Craig's. I remember, so Craig doesn't know that. Right. Anyway, this has got that one in it. Still got your coils in it, Rick. I think I need to change them.
People are asking what happened to your fingers.
Change the cotton and give him a scrub, mate. That'd be all right.
It's so boring. What happened to my fingers? Do you really want to know what happened to my fingers? I
In
don't
a,
really know. I was thinking.
sentence. I bet you were grating cheese.
No, it's not. See, it's really, really stupid. You can't do it in a sentence, so I'm just gonna have to say it. Tough shit.
Bet I can do it in a sentence.
I got my hair cut a while ago, and I get the back of my hair. I always get the back of your hair kind of shaved, as you do, because like a whatever men's haircuts, they do the back with a razor. I ran my hand, this hand, on the back of my head, starts thinking or doing something, and one of the hairs went down the fingernail on this finger. It actually went between the fingernail and my finger.
A hair?
Yeah. I like a hair splinter down this fingernail here. Right, and I got an infection from that went into that fingernail as well, because I didn't know it was an infection, so I cut that nail and that one at the same time and got an infection. So at the moment, there's like half a nail on both of those fingers. That's why there's a plaster over both of them, because they were both cut off there, like that. You know, medically, so that it sorted itself out. And yeah, so that's I had to answer this stupid question. I was going to pull the plasters off before I did the show, and you would have been able to see it, but I totally forgot. So I thought that's what it is, not Michael Jackson. They've been on there for like 2 weeks. They're driving me absolutely nuts. They get changed every day and make my fingers itch. Is what that is.
You've got plasters on your fingers because you got a hair down your fingernail.
Yes, which gave an infection in the nail.
Why didn't you just get the hair out?
You couldn't. It was like down inside the nail.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
That's what I did. Yeah, see, but it's not.
This is why we don't interact with chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've got another question in from chat. Do you like skiing?
What?
Do you like skiing?
No, I can't ski. So my wife
There
can.
we go. Okay.
I've never been skiing. I don't know if I like it. I've never been skiing. I'm a pretty accident-prone twat, so I'm not going to slide around on it.
Yeah, I don't want to find out I like it because it's too expensive.
Yeah. I've offered to go there. Oh, fuck, see, doing it again. I'll shut up.
I've never been skiing ever.
No, neither.
That's the one thing with us three. We've never been skiing.
No skiing. That's how we got together. Our mutual not giving a shit about skiing. Oh, shit. I'm having one of those days. Anyway, right. That's the. I just let down to turn this on. The battery's dead. But here it is. This is.
What is it?
The Dacus mod. Lovely flask by Mr. Mike Dacus and Abstract Mods. And on top of it is a Vapor Giant Nano. This is a Nano. I would give it a vape.
Give it a vape. What you got in it? Have you got raspberry mint in it?
I've got raspberry mint in it. Oh, it isn't the only thing I've got raspberry mint in. Sorry. And right in front of me is is my billet box, Rev 4 with it's kind of like it's got a bit of everything. Just a nick, the idea. And in that is raspberry mint, and in that is a 0.7 Nautilus coil, and it's great. That's covered a whole day as well. What's that, Richard?
Well,
how's your week been? What did you have for breakfast? Because you told everybody they would never know what we have for breakfast. What did you have for breakfast? Boom. When was the last time you went ice skating? And what are you vaping on?
Okay. Breakfast I had.
Have I done the ice skating thing before? That rings a bell.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
It's a lot like skiing, which I asked you about a minute ago. I think it planted a seed.
Probably did, yeah.
Breakfast, I had those. They're like, I think they're made by Kellogg's. I don't know if you've heard of them, called corn flakes.
Corn flakes? No.
What they are, right? They're these little orange things. They look like really big bits of flaky skin.
Corn's not orange. Ugh.
I don't know what they do to them.
Squash them, I think. Do they squash them?
They're pretty flat, yeah. They're pretty flat. And then, I don't know. I haven't read the box, actually, but what I do is I put milk on them.
Yeah, sounds odd.
Put them in a lot of people, I think you're supposed to put them in a bowl, but I just hold them in my hand. Pour the milk on, and then just in my face. And I do that about 5 handfuls.
5 handfuls, is that like a diet thing, or just
because I'm driving and
like it?
Drive? It just gets really awkward. Like people are looking at you in the traffic lights, and so that's
those automatic soap dispensers and fill it with milk, and then you can have handful after handful.
Oh yeah.
You could get one of those juice dispenser things for your car, and you could fill that with milk.
You have to wait for
optics
for the milk to soak in, and it's going down your arm. Like you're in the right state by the time you get to. Oh, John's gone.
Oh.
You're in the right state by the time you get to work. Week's been standard-ish, fair to middling. John's back. Week's been fair to middling, and ice skating. I went last Christmas. I went to this place in North Yorkshire that does like a Christmas fair type thing, and
right.
It was Molly's first ice skating trip, and so we tried it out.
It wasn't one of those like weird jigsaws of soap? It was actual ice.
Yeah, proper ice rink outside. They had like a Santa's grotto. They had a big maze thing, like a hedge maze. It was pretty cool. Because Molly couldn't ice skate, she got to hold on to a giant penguin.
That's the same. We have this every year down in Tunbridge Wells, Richard. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
They set up an outside rink, and there's penguins you hold on to that the kids can skate with.
Yeah, I think it's a Christmassy thing.
Actual real penguins?
Yeah, real ones, live. They bring them over and they take them back off.
Yeah, not those little ones. They're like those. They're like
an emperor penguin.
Penguin.
Yeah, but I would say like a teenage one. Like a sort of
They have to
juvenile.
be big enough. They have to be quite big, or the kids would hurt them. But
yeah, but not full size. That'd be ridiculous.
Do you know what? It seems I'm coincided that you're both in the stupid mood and I'm in the giggly mood. I'm just going to keep laughing. Anyway.
But we also have seals as well, Richard. They have a couple of seals that the kids can hold on to as well.
Oh, right, fair play.
Yeah, we have a variety of Arctic animals. Is that right?
It's naff in it though. I get why kids like it, but it's fully grown adults shouldn't be really into ice skating.
No, and the adults don't generally. They're a bit big for the penguins and seals, but
yeah. I'm vaping on tonight. I'm vaping on a Squape E motion.
Oh,
on the Dacus.
How is it?
How
is it so far? Because you only had it a day or two.
I've had it a couple of days, and I've only used one deck so far. So another 5 decks to go. And then once I've done those 5,
as a review, you get because you have to buy those separately, don't you? If you're
I got sent the full set. So I've got those 5 decks to try, and then I've got to try them all again with the mouth to lung screw. So first deck, I don't really have to do all that. I'll just pretend. I've only used one deck, and it's a good one, and it's been great, and I'm really liking it. I don't know, I haven't really seen much of a vibe from the X, but I know you weren't raving, John, about the X.
No. There were a couple of bits which I thought were innovative. I like the way you get the deck out. You kind of locked it, and then there was like a bayonet fitting to get the deck out, and you could lock the air off completely. So if you were like
as clever as that was, because I've been watching the reviews of the X to sort of compare and stuff. As clever as that was, I think that might have been its downfall.
It was clever and it leaked, but it didn't vape any different than the Squape 2.
I think it
just didn't.
Yeah, I think it was really overcomplicated, that X, and all that mechanical sort of locking off and things it made it really long. I think
it was gigantic.
Yeah. So I think they've simplified it all a bit with this one, because literally you just turn the top to fill, just turn it all the way. Turn it back a bit, and then
how do you? Is the airflow lockable and stuff, or is it just a normal airflow now?
The airflow is you've got a choice of 1 hole or 2 holes, but obviously you can vary it between that. So, but it's absolutely fine. I think the thing about it vaped just like a Squape is so true for all the Squapes. Like the first, the first one was a bit tight, and then they made it looser, but it's been very, very similar ever since. Like. I think
because it goes back to what I said last week. I'm not going to repeat it. I'd like to see some innovation in the tanks in how they vape or how they work. I would not a trick. That's why I'm interested in the new K-Fun, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on the Squape. But
for me, rather than go crazy innovation, I think they've tried to condense all the good bits into one best of Squape, and I think that's quite a good move as a starting point, because I think they've had a few iffy ones before this. It's but I've got to say I'm really, really enjoying this. But I've always really liked Squapes. The Squape RS I thought was great.
I think they've definitely got a fan base. I mean, unlike Femesto, that they've never made a K-Fun 4, so that's quite good.
Yes, yeah. So it's a little bit airier than the Squapes used to be. It can handle 100% VG if it needed to now, which is good. And they've just simplified it all, in my opinion. I think they've just taken a step back. They've made a really simple locking feature for the juice control type thing, refill thing. They've simplified it all. One glaring weakness so far, I'm sure they already know about this, so I don't feel bad saying it. The top fill, you're not going to be able to see, but the top fill holes, you can sort of see a bit. The top fill holes are so small you need to use a syringe to fill it.
No.
That's a fuck up,
Yeah. I haven't had to use a syringe to fill a tank for such a long time.
No. I remember the first time I did it in a pub. I brought a syringe out in a pub when vaping first came out. My friends nearly leapt across the table.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I don't worry, it's just filling up this. You can't bring out a syringe in a pub. It's blunt needle. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
If you're using a TPD 10ml bottle, it probably just fits. But if you use anything like anything like that, it's just you can't get it to fit in, which is a crazy mistake. But other than that, I've got to say the vape's absolutely awesome so far. So
cool.
Yeah, I've got all the decks to try and all that sort of stuff. So, and the mouth to lung thing is interesting as well because there's not that many great mouth to lung tanks. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like with the tighter airflow. So that's that. So yeah, enjoying it so far. I'll keep you up to speed as we go along. Vaping on Vulcan Bros Hachu on the Hexome with the Velocity. Hall of Fame RDA, the Velocity.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this one in the Therion. For those that care, the Therion DNA 75C Squonker mod review will be up tomorrow. So there we go. That is that one. I had some good fun with the eScribe. You know the eScribe themes? I had the Super Mario theme on that, which was quite good. Every time you press fire, Mario jumps and hits one of those golden blocks, like the coin pops up.
You got an animation going.
I was ace, but then when it came to the review, I thought to myself, I better put it back to the default screen because it's going to
should have left it. That's awesome.
Proper weird in the review. So there's that. If you need regulated squonkage, that is definitely the go-to right now, in terms of widely available.
Yeah, I can't get over the leather bit. I just can't do it.
It's
not possible.
Yeah, it looks a bit tacky, doesn't it?
It's a woodeny one.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, and that's why.
It's just too. Yeah.
I don't know why they just didn't do one without it.
I think they're doing a fully carbon fiber one.
Why don't they just do a nice case without all the little nooks and crannies and faux leather?
That's literally the only thing that's put me off. In total honesty, I don't like carbon fiber stickers. I just don't like it. If it's carbon fiber, great. It won't be. It'll be a sticker, and I just can't stick it.
Yeah, it doesn't float my boat, the shape or any of it.
Though I know they've been really popular, and lots of people are picking them up. So I will say I can see they're great.
Sure, they work well.
And lastly, the trypophobic bottom feeding with the goon on top and King's custard inside.
I said phonic again, didn't I? Earlier. Yeah, I'm a knob.
So
it's fantastic.
Goon, it's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Really like it. That's a good thing. I might actually. No, yep, that's it. That's everything. Rick, how's your week been? What did you have for breakfast? When did you last go apple bobbing, and how did you get on? And what you vaping on?
A week's been standard, just like you, same as ever. Packing orders, sending stuff out, receiving stuff, putting it on the shelves. Yeah, good, all good. What did I have for breakfast? I had sausage, bacon, and egg because we quite like a little. We quite like a little. Yeah, I have it quite often. Full English.
Would you have? I missed it. It was like a blank moment. What did you have?
Sausage, bacon, and egg for breakfast.
Ah,
baller.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I would have it, but it burns my hand.
Yeah, you can't. It's a bit messy, the egg, when you're driving along, but
Yeah.
If you get it hard boiled, it's manageable.
Napkins in the glove box.
Yeah, it's doable. If you need to practice. You need practice to do it well.
Can you put it all in a mug and stick it in the cup holder or something?
You've got a Mercedes, so just don't indicate.
Yeah, that's the boat. Yeah, I'll just do that. What was the next one? What am I vaping on next?
Week breakfast, apple bobbing.
Apple bobbing. Do you know what? I don't actually think I've ever done apple bobbing.
Oh, that's the next Omi's outing sorted.
It's not as easy as it looks.
We did an old bin and some apples.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have, so I can't comment on that topic, unfortunately.
Oh, messed
What
up.
am I vaping on? Right. Yeah, I'm on the trypophobic still with the iOS door, with a conspiracy RDA on top, and my little Vince's tip. And in that, I've got, that's what I got. Massive Melons from Rebellion.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guys down in Cornwall to Vapes-Direct. It's nice, that nice, honest, simple flavour melon juice. It's good. What else? Gave this a polish and resurrected this the other day, and that's my AV Able with a goon on top. Thought I'd get the brassware out. And in that, I'm vaping on Vape Kitchen Thai mango sticky rice.
Oh yeah, what do you make of it?
It's grown on me now. I like it. Yeah, I do like it.
Who sent
It had
was
a
it
weird,
Stuart?
initially, I thought it had a bit of a weird aftertaste to it, but that's gone for me now, and I'm enjoying it.
Was it Steve Smith that sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, Steve. Nice one.
Yeah. Cheers, Steve.
So you don't mind it? It's middling.
I'll vape it. I'll get through it all. It's a bit heavy for. It's a bit heavy for me to be an all-dayer.
Yeah, it's not broke into your top 10.
Just only because of the way I like to vape. You know, I mean, I've never been a big dessert fan. I find them a bit heavy, if you know what I mean.
Is your pacemaker going off, Rick?
Sorry, it's my battery charger telling me my batteries are charged.
You haven't talked about that charge on the show.
Nah, it's good. Got a new charger. Where is it? Yeah, I'll show you it now. I don't unplug it though; it loses the memory.
Looks a bit fancy.
Is it MC 3000? Is it the Sky RC one?
Yeah.
What is a new
pretty
charger?
good,
Because when you've got a load of mods on the go, like I've always got 4 or 5 mods that I'm vaping all day long. You need lots of batteries, and this thing is able to charge at 3 amp. So I'm charging 4 bays at 4 batteries at 3 amps, and I'm charging them in half an hour. 4 batteries fully charged, and it's
pretty good.
I don't know. I've been messing about with a, these other ones. They're 1 amp shared across all 4 bays, aren't they? I don't know if you know that, but they're pretty slow. And it's fine if you want to just put them on and leave them for hours and them charge your batteries up. But if you want to put them in and get them charged quickly, then I'd thoroughly recommend getting one of these. Yeah, that's the Sky RC MC. Yeah, I think it's MC 3000. Really good. Love it. Really well made. Heavy duty contacts on it. Takes all the battery sizes, and you can get a program and watch it on your computer, and tells you the battery resistance as well, so you can tell if your batteries are knackered. And it's even got a Bluetooth app for your phone, which is quite cool.
Pretty funky.
Yeah. Well happy with that. I haven't used another charger since, so yeah.
So it can do each individual bay at 2 amp.
3 up to 3 amp.
Yeah, but that's not good for the battery, is it?
Well, you'd think not, but if you look at the spec sheets for the batteries you're charging, you'll see something like a VTC5A can be charged up to 6 amps.
Ooh.
So you can charge at 3 amp. Do you know what? The grief I give my batteries, these 5As, I'm ripping on them at 0.1s and to 0.15 ohms. I'm not doing them any good, just using them like that. So
at least the charger will tell you if it's fucked. It'll tell you if the battery is fucked. The charger would tell you if the battery was fucked as well, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it was really fucked, it wouldn't charge it, but it tells you the internal resistance of the battery as well. So if it gets too high, you've caned that battery a bit too much. You'll notice there's a little difference between the older cells and newer cells.
People are asking where you got it, Rick.
I got that. I saved myself some money and went to China for it. I didn't actually travel there myself, but I bought it on a website, on an e-commerce web shop.
It would have cost more if you'd have gone and got it yourself.
Yeah, it's quite expensive to fly to China.
Yeah, that's the one.
But no, you can. They will send things over here from China.
Can you put? You can't put. Where'd you get it from?
I got it from GearBest.
Yeah, we can't put the link on. You can put a link in chat. People wanting the link, but not on the group.
Go and find it on GearBest, and it's about. I think you'll save yourself probably 30 quid or something compared to getting it from someone in the UK. It was about 65 quid, I think. in China, and I waited about 2 weeks for it.
That's not bad.
No, and it's well made. I like it, really like it. It's much more substantial than something like this, for instance. I've got the X-Tar VC4 here, which does a good job, but yeah, difference in size. There you go. Look, that's the Sky RC, and that's the.
Okay, yeah, it's fucking substantial.
It's substantial. I mean, it's got feet on it. It's got USB. It's got loads of good stuff in it, and it's really
made me laugh. She sort of insinuated you were being a bit geeky because you were excited.
Me? About it. I'm not geeky. I am. I celebrate my geekiness. Right, yeah. What else am I vaping on? I am vaping. I thought this is sitting on my shelf for too long. Another mod that's been sitting on the shelf for too long, and I thought I'd get it out and build for it. And I got my Darwin Evolver out.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, I love it. And
that's the best one I've seen.
I got my mech. I haven't had any luck with the buttons that fit in these things. And I thank everyone the two people that have sent me them. I got sent an Anatonian mod that had a switch that fitted, and I got another one. I can't remember what it is. Another switch. I've found they get hot because the power's going through the spring. And it was getting a bit annoying getting a hot thumb when I was firing it. So I've taken my big old switch out of my prototype mech. There we go. I'll just take it out and show you. Big old beefy switch.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's a beefy bastard.
And it's completely solved the issue. I mean, a proper switch in there. And I didn't even think about it. I had it sticking right out the switch before, but then I realised in the box that you get with the Evolver, Eddie puts loads of different size screws in there that go in the bottom to make the contacts. So I swapped it out, and I got it quite nice and flush now.
Oh, that's nice.
And it hits. It's great. I've got
to be honest, I think you could probably sell those switches.
I think, I really don't.
I had a Benji, and that was meant to be the best one for it. And every so often, you'd get a shot. You'd get a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, they're made too small and they're not made right. Isolating that spring, then you're going to put power through the spring, and it's just a poor. For the sake of a washer, they could have made these switches 1 mil bigger and had a washer to isolate the spring in those. But they didn't back then because you were putting one own builds on them, and it didn't really matter. That has transformed it, getting a decent switch in there. Really has. And I just put the Vandy vape on there earlier because it's a single coil Big Atty. The Gonad. The Randy Vape Gonad on there. Because I did put a goon on with a big old build on it. What is it? Let's have a look. I put 2 massive coils in there. On the 20, that's a 24 mil goon as well. And that still came out at 0.3, so I was putting about 130 odd watts through it, and it was a little bit hot. And I've got a 0.6 in there now, and it's just about nice. Nice, love that. Eddie May Diomods champion. And that's apart from this one, I'm on this other goon as well on my other squonker, and I've just got in that Voodoo Brew. My normal Voodoo Brew in there. That's it. That's me.
Hey.
There we go.
A 40-minute hand check. We're back to our
7 minutes per hand.
Making Damien proud there, aren't we?
Look at that. Just for him. Just for him.
Got any news then, John?
I have. I'm going to do just a quick roundup.
What's the news, John?
Stop it. Just a quick roundup for just that, Nick. I was just going to say that that one by Coil Vapes should land. Oh, I really hoped today, but it didn't. So I'm hoping it's going to turn up tomorrow. I'll pop something on the page when it does. I will say it's fantastic if you like tobacco.
I'm looking forward to trying that one. I like the sound of that.
Tobacco with a touch of vanilla, and it's lovely. But it's not, because I know a few people are looking for an RY4. It's not RY4. There's no caramel in it. So,
what sort of tobacco is it? A cigar or a normal tobacco?
I'd say it's a normal tobacco. It's not a cigar. It's a deep normal tobacco, like a damp. It's nice. Yeah, it just smells like you've opened a tobacco pouch, because it's not. The other thing to say is, because I hear this in the vape shop a lot, and it's totally true. So if somebody comes in and asks something that tastes like a cigarette, what you want to go do is go and smoke a cigarette, because you can't emulate burning tobacco. It's impossible. You can emulate tobacco, but you can't emulate burning tobacco, because we're not burning. So
you can get the smell of leaf, can't you? But you can't get the smell of burning leaf.
No, and if tobacco, it's the thing I'm going to say is it's a grown-up vape. That's what I'm going to
So
say.
you think it's another sort of foos gold type of something?
It's not sweet.
Really love it.
Not as sweet as foos gold, but it goes. I've got it in here. It goes really, really well. It's lovely with a beer or a wine, or just sat there in front of the telly. It's fantastic. I'm taking another vape now, so I'm talking about it.
No, I've been tempted to do, because sometimes I fancy a tobacco vape, and I've got fed up of my fruits the other day, so I got out the rail cracker.
Yeah,
I'm really tempted to put a few drops of a cigar flavour into a rail cracker.
I'm doing a small, but I mean it is because when that was made, when Zach made that, it was never supposed. It's not supposed to be sweet. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a graham cracker, which isn't overly sweet.
It was nice to get on that the other day as a change, the rail cracker.
The other thing that we've got coming in, it's going to be early next week now, or mid next week, which is Casadega liquids, and we're getting cannoli B1, cannoli B nuts, and cannoli B mine, which they were massive back in the day for Vape Pipe, and John Nathan, a New Jerseyan, is the man who created the brand, and they're fantastic liquids. If you like dessert liquids, they're great. Can someone in chat put a number between 1 and 60? Anyone in chat?
Right now, is this a competition, John?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, right then. I think they're a few seconds behind, but I'm sure it'll be coming through.
They're in chat.
Have you picked a number already then, John?
Gary Dibley wrote 8. No, I've just literally, because I'm a total twat, I completely forgot to do the giveaway from last week, which was the Nata from Chris Bishop, and somebody's put 8 already, so I'm going to count 8 down the comments, and the 8th person who commented is going to win. 1, 2, 3.
Schwartzy.
5, 6.
No. Dibbers said 8.
Yeah, but he's going to measure 8, count 8 down from.
I'm going to get 8. Yeah, wait there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's Maiku Varis, which his swear word, which I assume is Danish, was Vitu, VTTU. I'm going to find out what that means as well. And he just won. I'm going to turn the comments back on that post.
People are doing it in chat. I'm getting confused.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. The person's the one. It's fine. I'll tag Chris in the comment. He's won. I think he's abroad though, Chris. I'm happy to pay the postage for that, for you giving it away and me fucking it up like a twat.
Just not let the foreign ones play.
That's not quite. But I want to find out what Vitu is. Anybody tell me what it means? Oh, Finnish for fuck. There you go. Bryn Church says Finnish. It's Finnish for fuck.
Who's finished?
Okay, so he's won. Oh, there you go. Okay, I've got the comments going again now. That's fucking good. Fuck. We didn't say cunt last week, so I pointed that out. Good on us. That's what I say. Well done.
Kiss your mother with that mouth.
Sometimes kiss your mother.
God, if I'd said that when I was younger, I would have had my mouth washed out with soap.
I know. I've always had the threats, but never did it.
Oh, I had it once. It was bad.
And I've tagged Chris in the thread. Right, that's done. Okay, that was as close as I'm going to get. I'm really sorry that it totally went out of my head because I didn't have the prize. That's my only excuse. I wasn't really thinking about it. So sorry.
What is it, guys?
The New Yorker had there was an article in the New Yorker.
Hang on, John. Can I interrupt on that?
Yeah, go for it.
Do it again.
What?
Someone else pick another number because I've got a bottle of Nata and I'll send it out as well.
Okay, someone else pick another next number in chat then. So go for it. Let me find the fucking phone again. Cheers, Rick.
And I'll sit and I've got a bottle here. I've had a bit out of it. It's not really my bag. It's not. It's really nice, but I won't vape.
17. Thank
17.
you very much, Simon
That's
Watson.
No more numbers needed.
Oh, okay, right. So we go 9, 10. Dan Green with Thunder Cunt.
Okay, Dan Green, drop me a PM.
Let me just double check
address,
that.
mate.
10. Yes, Dan Green with Thunder Cunt.
Okay,
sorry, that's lots of cunts today. So there was a humorous article written in the New Yorker for the New Yorker and published in the New Yorker this week, and I had a look at it, and it made me chuckle. Hopefully, it'll be funny. It was called "A Beginner's Guide to Vaping." That was the article. I'm going to read it now.
What's it about?
Sorry?
What's it about?
It's about it. It was a bit of a sarcastic, sideways glance at vaping, and I think there's a lot you'll agree with, actually, for all the bad bits that do suck about vaping. But I just thought it was quite funny.
I like that.
So it says, you've decided to quit smoking cigarettes. Excellent news. Your lungs and heart and mum, thank you. But your brain still cries out for nicotine. So vaping it is. Where to begin? We're here to walk you through your new vice in 12 easy steps. 1, locate your nearest vape shop. Then it names the vape shops. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by all the options. The truth is, though, they're all the same. The nearest vape shop is just as good or better than one that seems less humiliating on your credit card bill. 2, go inside. Wow, who knew fluorescent lighting could be this bright? Weave your way through a warren of mirrored cabinets towards the register. Bonus points if you manage to leave all the bongs in the front of the shop unscathed. What's going on? Purchase an e-cigarette. You've made it to the counter where Rick, mid to late 40s, recommends a device that looks like a USB charger. It's a Juul, he explains, spelling it for you twice. Don't put up too much of a fight when he charges you $75 for a little stick and 4 cartridges of yellow goo. This is an entirely unregulated market, and you will be taken advantage of. 4, load her up. Once you're back outside, or even in the store, it's a vape. You can smoke virtually anywhere now. Load one of the cartridges into the tip of the device and take a quick nip from the open end. Try not to spit the whole thing out when some of the XX nicotine goo coats your tongue, lips in a stinging gloss. Wipe your mouth. 5, wipe your mouth and try again. Okay, second time's a charm, right? This feels like it's working. There's a little crackling noise coming from your new e-cig. And yikes, what a plume. Those young mums hustling their children past sure seem to be impressed. 6, steady yourself. Whoa, grab a railing. Almost took a tumble there, didn't you? Whatever's in these goo packs sure goes right to your head. Better find a bench. Rick didn't mention anything about this feeling woozy, but he did say something about the creme brulee cartridge hitting easier. Give it a shot. 7, pop in the creme brulee cartridge. God, this is all so embarrassing. How did I get here? 8, try again. Never thought you'd say it, but Rick was right. You could do this all day, in the subway, at the office, even on your walk to the gym. 9, puke. Whoops, turns out you can overdo it. Let's hope your stomach doesn't turn every time you encounter creme brulee in the wild. 10, I've kind of bored the shit out of myself now.
Nearly.
Check in with your body. Number 10. A few days have passed and you haven't smoked a single cigarette. Congratulations. No more stinky ashtrays for you. The problem is you've already gone through your 4 goo cartridges in 48 hours. What the hell? By now, your body is literally screaming out for nicotine in ways you never knew possible. 11. Stock up on refills. Jesus, $20 a pack. That's more than cigarettes. Is Rick messing with you? Part of why you quit smoking...
Can we point out it's not me?
It's not you. Yeah. Part of why you quit smoking cigarettes is because it's too expensive. It's not like this crap is taxed the same way as tobacco is. Is it? Is it, Rick? What the hell is your excuse? You won't even tell me what the damn goo is. 12. Keep yelling at Rick. He keeps asking you to leave before he calls the shop owner. Pegasus. It's probably time. It's probably for the best that you go. This was an experiment and it failed. Make one last final rude gesture in Rick's direction as you exit. It's important that you walk out of Planet of the Vapes with your pride intact. Spend the next 2 hours trying to buy a cigarette off a stranger. That was vaping from the outside.
That feels quite real.
Does feel quite real.
That's probably not too far off the truth, to be honest. At the if you know absolutely nothing about vaping,
yeah, I agree.
Or anybody that vapes, and you just go in as a complete knowing nothing, complete noob.
Here's what's wrong with vaping: A, it's too complicated. B, the vape shops in this world are just not inclusive enough.
Some try to be. I won't tar them all with the same brush because some do. They try their best. Yeah, they do try their best to do it.
What if you don't like Black Sabbath?
Yeah, what if steampunk's not your thing?
Yeah. What if you like to be able to see in your hand in front of your face?
I think it's probably one of those things, and we've all been guilty of it. If you specialise in something, you sort of forget that other people don't know what you know. So someone going into a vape shop could quite easily be, completely lost with terminology and everything. But you're not explaining it properly because you've forgotten what it's like to know nothing about it. Don't you think?
Yeah. I think it's really confusing. I remember being on the outside looking in for like over a year when I was vaping and didn't really. Yeah, it's. I don't know how you make it. I don't know how you make it inclusive. I think you've got to, but I think the people that this was my argument before when we spoke about closed systems and what they should do and the pricing and stuff. I think that's really important. That the experienced vapors, you do need to mock this shit when you see it. When you see somebody paying 80 quid for a closed system and and $20 for 3 ml of liquid, call them out. Say they're a prick. It's ridiculous. That's not on.
I suppose it's just the tea, isn't it? I mean, if you smoke and you want to try something different and you want that tight mouth to lung that you'd get from a cigarette, then the Juul will work, won't it?
I can't.
Until you move on, to something more substantial. But
there's nothing wrong with the Juul except the price.
The price, yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're cashing in. I mean, it's probably is it funded by a tobacco company?
No, not yet. They reckon they're never ever going to sell.
That's what themselves up.
Yeah, they'll sell. They'll sell.
Yeah, everyone has a price.
Yeah, so I said. I mean, we've done this on the show before. And it's when Philip Morris come knocking, they'll do it. Sorry, that's just true. Okay, another boring thing in the news this week. Somebody posted it on the page, and it's another laughable. We've got some good news from the government coming up, which is Rick's going to be talking about. You can't leave me hanging when I'm doing boring shit. Someone's got to turn their mic on. That is the rules. I can't just be sat here on my own. I'm sat here on my own. They've left me hanging. No mic, nothing.
Sorry, bud. I was just opening a bottle of beer. Having a little beer tonight. A little beer.
I'm drinking St Austell's Brewery proper job Cornish IPA.
Yeah, I drink that sometimes. Yeah, it's Cornish. Yeah,
it's nice, but I wasn't expecting, because I'm used to drinking Adnams. I wasn't expecting the settlement. You know, the sediment.
Is there sediment in it? Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone now. It's at the bottom of the glass, but I wasn't expecting that. That wasn't great.
It's
Anyway,
just pretty basic beer, isn't it?
it's not bad though. I'll give you that. It's all right. It's got a little citrusy touch. Quite like that. So the news this week from the government for smokers: UK smokers could be hit by more strict cigarette laws. The way they've painted this is fucking disgusting. Plans are afoot to make cigarettes 30 times weaker under new strict laws designed to encourage smokers to switch to e-cigarettes. Bollocks. Officials from the UK's Department of Health have confirmed they have met the representatives from the American Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to discuss the strategy. Fuck off.
That was fucking worrying, to be honest. It worries me that you can take tobacco and make it stronger or weaker as it is. I mean, what do they do to make it stronger?
We've done it before. Do you remember Marlboro back in the day were a strong cigarette, and then there was they had to all come down to 10 milligram, whatever it was.
Okay, I did used to smoke Marlboro,
but they pushed it down, and
I used to smoke Marlboro.
Yeah, I did as well. But
I didn't banny around with the lights.
So they made it. Oh, fuck the lights! Sorry.
Until I found out about the peat.
It says here anyway. Campaigners have claimed that reducing nicotine in cigarettes could be the most fundamental change the tobacco industry has ever seen. The best thing a smoker can do for their health is to quit smoking. However, evidence is increasing that e-cigarettes, this is the good bit, I suppose, are significantly less harmful to health than smoking tobacco. The government will seek consumers to support consumers in stopping smoking and adopting the use of less harmful nicotine products. It's such a load of shit. This piece of legislation is utter shit. As a non-smoker now, and as we're all non-smokers, we can all see that. Could you imagine if the government came out tomorrow and said, look, we failed at tackling heroin addiction, but listen, what we've done is we've made heroin 30 times weaker. Don't worry about it. You just think they're going to buy more heroin. It doesn't make any difference.
They'll just smoke for 50 quid's worth of cigarettes a day instead.
It's ridiculous. It seems to me that the government have got a massive shortfall in tax. I don't know who these health experts are, but I assume they work for British American Tobacco and Philip Morris, because it's total and utter shit. It really is. It's terrifying that they still get away with putting this in the national press. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It would be interesting to find out, though, how you actually make tobacco weaker. What you have to do to make, because tobacco is a plant. I'm sure there aren't different types of tobacco that are different strengths of nicotine.
No, there aren't. No.
So what do they do to make tobacco weaker?
Christ, maybe it's just extract. I don't know. I mean, we found, we know there's thousands of chemicals in cigarettes. They add formaldehyde. They add butter flavoring, which I didn't know. Until recently. So yeah. Oh, and I'll wait there, but don't worry. More miserable news. Miserable news. I'm going on holiday next week on Friday so I'll do the show next week, and then I'll be off on my jollidays. But yesterday, a couple of days ago, the Daily Mail handily put up a picture. Put it in the folder, Rick. I don't know if you've got it. I'm just putting it on my phone, so I've got it. And they put up a picture of, in case you're planning on going on holiday this year, I thought this was a good bit of information for vapers going on holiday. Where vaping is restricted and where vaping is banned. That was the thing.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, this is good.
So this is what I thought I'd nick this. This is quite good. So vaping is currently restricted in the ones I know about. I will just tell you about that I know about. So Australia, it says restricted. We know that you can vape, but you can't buy liquid that contains nicotine. But if you bring it with you, you're not being done on importing it. For personal use, it's fine. Canada falls under the same thing. The ones I don't know about: Denmark, Finland. I know, again, that would go back to 1 and 2. Japan, I don't know. Hong Kong, I don't know. Hungary, I don't know. Iran, I don't know. These are all the restricted list. Norway, I know they can vape, but I think they can't buy nicotine that contains liquid that contains nicotine. South Africa, again, don't know. Sweden, again, I don't know. Switzerland, again, I do know. That is the same as Australia, Canada, New Zealand. Yeah, that would fall under the same one. And Finland, that you can vape, but you can't buy nicotine-containing e-liquid in a shop. So if you've got it, make sure you've got your supplies with you if you're going on holiday. Places not to vape where you are, you are banned from vaping. I'll go for it. It's in alphabetical order, so I'll do it in alphabetical order. Argentina, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Brunei. Fuck, if you think that's the least of your problems if you live there. Colombia, Egypt, Indonesia, Jordan, Malaysia, Mexico, Oman, Panama, Singapore, Taiwan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, I don't know, Thailand, that definitely is true, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, Uruguay, and Venezuela. They're the places you can't go.
That's so interesting to see that. Do you know that? Because I send mod making stuff all over to most of those countries that are banned. So there's obviously a big underground people vaping.
Isn't it massive in Malaysia?
Yeah.
And Anne in chat says that Colombia have just had a massive vape expo.
I've just literally, I know it's the Daily Fail, and I know there's one missing from there as well. It's actually, by the letter of the law, it's illegal to vape in Cambodia, but I've vaped in Cambodia every time I've been, and I had a policeman come up and have a go on my e-cig.
That's not on the list though as banned, Cambodia.
No, it's not, but it definitely is. By the letter of the law, it's certainly banned. But any holiday experiences you get, do post them on the page. You know what's happened, if something's happened to you while you've been away, because it's changed so much in the near 6 years that I've been vaping. When I've been away, I remember when I first started going away, I had to explain every single time what things were, or take a drag. I had that a few times where people would kind of go, I'd say, cigarette. So they'd go, what? And then they'd encourage me to do it in the airport, and then go, blow a bit, and they'd go, oh, like I was a magician, and then he'd walk off.
I think you've got to, I suppose you have to think of it as people vaping in all these banned countries. If you, this is quite obvious. If they made vaping banned in the UK, I would still vape.
Yeah.
And vape. I'd do it at home. I'd try to be very discreet while I was out.
There are 2 warnings in that list that I know to just don't even bother at all, that are in that list. One of them, which is one of my favourite countries in the world that I've ever visited, is Thailand. Now, do not take your stuff there. Don't do it. If you want to do it another way, I would say, if you're going to Thailand on holiday and you're all set to go, don't take your shit there. Take a Nicorette inhaler thing. When you get there, get a cab and go to BMK in the city centre and buy another one, like a C5 or something. Do that. And the other place I would mention is Singapore, because they are huge fans of giving people lashes. Don't vape there.
What about Iraq? Can you vape in Iraq?
It's not. You know what I did? He was like, "Where's Iraq?"
No, isn't that a shop?
Iraq.
It's a shop, yeah.
Yeah, that's my news for today. Anyway, but please, if you do have any holiday experiences, funny or confrontational or whatever, pop them up. Rick, news.
Well, the only bit of news I've got is really carrying on from what you said. It's not really news, just a discussion point that everybody knows about already, and that's about the the quit smoking campaign, Stoptober, backs e-cigs for the first time. So that's brilliant news, isn't it?
Fantastic. It's even better than that. It's even better than the article, actually, because if you're a member of our Facebook group, www.facebook.com, if you have a look for the Ideal Home Show, Gary Dibley commented on that post to say that IBFT are sending out posters at the moment to all their members to put up for Stoptober, and that is such a huge step, and it's a massive thing for shops on the high street to be able to do that. They can't currently do that, say that it will help you stop smoking, but they're allowed to put posters up, and I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be. I really hope October is a fantastic boom month for vape shops. I really do. I think that'd be fucking brilliant.
I really think that on a political level, this draws attention to how, you know, there's lots of people that moan about the way things are run in this country. And, you know, like, we won't go into where you're standing and what side of the fence you're standing on. But for instance, Brexit. Oh, we're just going to mess it up over here. It's no good. Oh, our government's shit. Everyone, a lot of Remainers are moaning and thinking it's going to turn to shit over here. We actually get it pretty right. If you compare us, the way vaping is, you know, it's a small thing, but compare vaping here to, say, America, and you really can't say we've got a really bad system over here of making rules up. Do you think, corruption wise?
We did have a
yeah,
bad
absolutely.
system,
I think it's fantastic when you're looking at flavour bans in the US. I think it's incredible that we're not doing that at all.
Yeah, well, I think it works. Our system works over here, and this is sort of the proof. You know, we're vaping flavours. Yeah, we've had a few restrictions that have been brought in. It's nothing that's going to hurt, stop anybody vaping, and now it's starting to loosen up a bit as well. So
I'm just reading. Fuck off. Windows just wanted to do an update. People, somebody in chat. G Shire of Vapor. Fuck me. Bollocks. It's great news, but some people have posted on the Stoptober Facebook group are saying they're outraged about the mentioning of e-cigarettes, which is quite funny, you know.
Well, that's good. They ought to do their homework then. These people who are outraged, really.
They're angry.
Yeah, I know it's better to quit everything you inhale, but you know, it's like these people. I would just love to see what these people thought if they started getting restrictions on people getting their caffeine every day. You know, you can't buy a coffee, or we're going to tax your cup of coffee from Cafe Nero every morning. You've got to pay £5 for for a 50 milliliter drink only. You know,
you have to admit they've got to start taxing crisps and donuts, though. They've got to. Fuck me.
Talking of crisps, is more important than anything we've talked about tonight. I've heard it on the grapevine. Walkers are going to considering stopping making salt and vinegar crisps.
They do that every few years. They say these things. It's just bollocks. Yeah, when Heinz did it with fucking gypsy jizz. Oh shit! You're not allowed to say that.
You can say it.
Salad cream, traveller's jizz.
Gypsy.
But no, it's just quite good to see that, you know, the Stoptober thing is back in e-cigs, and rightly so. Good. And if it helps,
Gary Dibley's in chat. He's just said, Craig, there was a little bit of a tussle to and fro about whether you could advertise or not. But Gary Dibley's just put in chat. No, Craig, you can, but you can't promote a product. So you can put a poster up, but you can't promote our products. You can't say quit smoking with the fucking Vaponator 900.
With the TFV 256.
But Gary is saying factual is okay. There is a new consultation on the old regs currently out there to relax certain aspects.
Cool.
So, but it is fantastic news. I really hope that bricks and mortar stores can take advantage of it in October and make some money.
I mean, if they can advertise the 95% at least fact in the window
and save people's lives, you know, because it is serious. It's just how I go. I am the doler of bad news today. But I spoke the other week and I said I didn't know if my uncle had quit cigarettes after he had a stroke last year. No, he hasn't, actually. It turned out, I spoke to my dad the other day. So my uncle has been smoking for 40, 50 years, had a stroke last year and still can't quit. So he's still smoking. You know.
I'll tell you something if you want. You won't like it.
Go for it.
Nicotine patches are more successful than Stoptober.
Nicotine, yeah.
I think it's bollocks Stoptober. I hope.
I do. I
plug for vaping. I hope it turns out to be. But I tell you what, Stoptober.
I don't any excuse for me if they've given us if they give B&Ms if they only ever give them 4 weeks to say quit smoking, because if you compare the failure rate of patches against vaping, they're not even close. It's ridiculous. Anyway, bring us back up, Richard. What's your news?
Oh, okay. I've got some very uplifting news.
Go for it. Bras are on the way back.
Okay. Let's get it out of the way. Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. I thought I'd just make
on
it.
tight. Let's close the poll. This is a live poll situation. I'm scrolling. The winners, the top 3 were, I think I'm all right saying this. Oh my goodness, how far down did the poll go? The winners were, the top 3 were, that we need to choose from, were Vaping King Slime.
All right.
Here we go.
Are we going to do like a 3, 2, 1 or what?
Top 3. The top 3, we need to choose from the top 3.
Okay.
Okay, so the top 3 were, at this very moment in time, Red Astaire, Slime, and Bantha Milk. Okay, right. So the joint winners, exactly level, 34 votes each, Slime and Red Astaire.
But we can't, we've got to make a point of not choosing it because of taste, if that makes sense. Haven't we?
Yeah, I'd already decided this earlier in the week. So, and the other thing is I sell 2 of those products. So,
I mean, if you think about, for me, I'm
going to go with, can I do, I'll just show my cards first, just because of this thing, because I do sell 2 of those liquids. 2 of those liquids, by the way, at Just Add Nick, Bantha Milk and Slime. But I'm actually going to put my tick in Red Astaire, which is something I don't vape and have always hated, because I can't think of a liquid that stopped more people smoking. So I'm going to give it, my tick's going to Red Astaire.
And you know what mine is too, because that's one of the names. You got Red Astaire, Pluid. No one even mentioned Pluid, did they?
No.
Red Astaire, Pluid, and Heisenberg.
Mm-hmm.
That were the big early, the big flavours of the early vaping when there wasn't any decent juice around.
I was really surprised that GVC didn't get more on the poll
as well. That should be up there. I mean, custard. That's the biggest
GVC is the grandfather of custards, and anybody didn't know that. There were people voting for stuff. There were people saying like great liquids, grumpy custard, fantastic, and they were voting for and goose juice and stuff. Those don't exist without GVC. They don't exist. They just don't. They wouldn't be there.
It's hard when you've got the poll going, and there's people who, you know, a lot of people haven't been vaping for as long as us. And they just voted for their favourite juice, which is fine, you know, and good. But there are Hall of Famers need to be a bit more than just a spectacular juice. It needs to have done a bit more than that, influenced other juices and things like that, I think.
I completely agree. I personally know loads of people that Red Astaire was the turning point for them when they realised that it didn't have to taste like tobacco. It could completely taste something different. It was, you know, at the time it was a 50-50 juice, wasn't it? And it worked in all these things. And personally, you know, I'm not that keen, but it's just in terms of the amount of hobbyist vapors that was their first flavorful juice is just
Absolutely.
crazy.
And the other thing is, it actually, because there's a few people I know who've done this move as well, because it got you onto other things. Simon, my best mate, boss, and sometimes lover, is he started on he vaped Red Astaire for 2 years straight, nothing else. And now he's been vaping Raspberry Mint for 2 years straight, and he's not the only one I know who's done that, who's gone Red Astaire, Red Astaire, Red Astaire, Raspberry Mint, and they're just stuck on those things.
You can put Heisenberg in the same box, but Heisenberg hasn't got in the top 3 for whatever reason. So
yeah, I actually think we ought to sort of. I think Grant's vanilla custard should be there as well, but
we can't.
Can we do it?
Whole or do we not? You know,
we can't. We have to pick from the top 3. I reckon Red Astaire.
I gotta say Red Astaire as well.
Yeah, I vote Red Astaire.
It won in terms of votes. Well, it joint won in terms of votes. We all agree. I think we should add Red Astaire to the Hall of Fame.
I've got to give a lot of kudos. I've got to give a lot of kudos to Bantha Milk from Jamie Hepburn, which, as I said, I was vaping it earlier. Massive kudos to it. Yeah, Jamie's a fantastic one-man band from Sunderland. Absolutely brilliant guy, and has made an incredible liquid that people remember being great.
I mean, we have to reinforce is that this poll wasn't for what is the best tasting juice.
Absolutely. No, but I'm just telling you. But I'm just doing that because they were 2 and 3, and Billy, Billy started. Well, yeah. Billy started. He had a normal job and was making his own liquid and doing it as a sideline, and created slime. And there's little bits of slime that I know about because I know Billy's a friend of mine, so I know there's flavors in there that you don't even know are in there. It's a lot cleverer than you think, and so are all that top 3. The one thing they are is they all seem really basic, and they're all a lot cleverer than you think.
A lot of people have tried to copy Red Astaire. Some successfully, some unsuccessful, but none have matched it in terms of identical. So
you can't.
If I'm just going to give a shout out to the full shortlist, actually. Red Astaire Slime, Bantha Milk, Goose Juice was 4th place. It is a great juice. It's very unique, very, very unique, which it deserves a bit of credit in itself that it's such a unique flavor. RRY Haw
by Chester.
GVC.
Yeah.
GVC came joint 5th with RY Haw. Heisenberg, Boba's Bounty. There were more people nominated than that got votes. Which is
it's the daddy of biscuits, though, isn't it? Yeah. Biscuit vapes, Boba's Bounty.
Snake Oil and DMC. Were there any juices that you were surprised?
Is DMC? Sorry.
Digby's Mum's Custard.
Oh, cool. Right, sorry.
Is there any juices that you're surprised didn't get a mention? Because I have one.
Well, I mean, actually, there is a juice or a brand of juice that you're going to mention anyway. But Mrs. Lord's was always very popular.
Yeah, there was loads of single nominations for all the individual flavors.
It was almost like the first. It was almost like the first premium juice, wasn't it? That I saw anyway, because it came in a glass bottle before juices came in glass bottles.
It was one of the things I absolutely hated when I first got it, and it came in a glass bottle with a pipette. You very rarely see me with a pipette and a bottle because I put it in a plastic bottle because I hate that.
But it was the first sort of premium.
Absolutely,
I saw that cost more money anyway. I never tried it actually. I've never tried Mrs. Lord's.
I tell you one that I was surprised didn't get mentioned. It might just be me, but Squid Ink.
Oh, Squid Ink. Yeah,
it was a purpley colour.
It was a coil, an exceptional coil fucker. And the weird thing it did, because we haven't spoken about this, Richard. So what did it taste like? Because I know what it tasted like to me. It tasted different to nearly everybody who tried it.
Oh,
what
God,
did it taste like?
Crazy. The tiny bit of aniseed, tiny bit of sort of licoricey thing going on, fruity. It was really random.
It's really weird. Do you know what it tasted exactly like to me?
What?
There was a very short-lived drink called Pepsi Raw, which was Pepsi made of organic ingredients, like no weird flavorings and stuff, made by Pepsi, and cane sugar, and it tasted exactly like that.
It's
it was because it tasted. Give it something.
When I sort of started, maybe 6 months in to me starting, it was like a fabled juice. It was like whispered about. Everyone was talking about it, you know, behind the scenes, like, and it was huge. Sort of...
there are two in there that are that. They're exactly that though. GVC is the first time I had GVC. Scott had just got it. Scott did a review, and it was custard, and he said, "This is a funny story." Scott had got it, and he said, "It's a really nice review, and you've got to email this guy called his name's Grant, and he sells it, and it's called vanilla custard, right?" And you've got to email him. This is really back in the day, and so I sent Grant an email saying, "Could I try some of your juice, please?" And he sent me a price. I can't remember what it was, and I paid it him the money, and that was in glass bottles actually, and he sent me it with. He wrote Grant's vanilla custard with a biro on a white label, and I vaped it, and I thought, I'm not, as you all know now, that I don't really like custard, and I was vaping it, and I was thinking it must be nice because Scott Bonner says it's nice, and I love Scott Bonner, and I was vaping it, and my dad walked past me when I was vaping it, and I said, he walked past, and I was like, blew some out, and he went, "What's that?" And I said, it's vanilla custard, Dad. And he went, "Oh, right. Smells like shit." And then he walked off. Yeah.
But still it was an influential juice, though. And I actually we got to run it again down the line, and that's got to win at some point.
I think it might do. And what I was going to say was Boba's Bounty was Boba's Bounty had that thing where exactly the same as squidding, where everybody tries it, gets something completely different from it. To me,
there was one that wasn't mentioned. That also, that always used to get a lot of people talking was Pluid.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favourite reviews.
Fruity, weird concoction of 20 flavours, probably, and no one could quite duplicate it.
Yeah, so we will go again. We will go again with juice just to see what happens. But we need a handful of juices in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So definitely. There are some ones to go in there.
Rick, what is your golden entry to the Hall of Fame? It's your turn this week.
What is the golden entry? Shall we tell them what the golden entry is?
Each host gets to put one in, free of charge.
Free of charge, yeah. I had to think long and hard about what I wanted to put in there, and being a modder, coming from what I do, there's a clear person and thing for me to put in as my golden entry into the Hall of Fame, and that is I've got to put in Dennis Cruz for inventing the spring-loaded 510. Single-handedly revolutionised modding. He did. I've got a screen grab here. There we go. There he is. Here's our friend.
Hey.
And not only that, I mean, he's upset a few people along the way, but you know, this guy, before he invented this, we had those crappy pieces of those 510s that weren't adjusting. They had bits of rubber in them. You'd melt them, soldering them. They'd fall apart. And he invested time, money, and design into bringing out something that has taken modding beyond buying mods off the shelf.
Before this, vaping was shit.
Well, the mods were. I mean, to be honest, the mods aren't a great deal better, the 510s they're using generally, but homemade or DIY mods and people who make their own mods are using a 510 that doesn't break, doesn't strip, and just works properly. And Dennis was the first person to put a spring in there and make it self-adjusting. And for that, not only that, but for being a damn good fellow. I mean, he's a good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to him for a year. He had a stroke a year ago, in case anybody doesn't know. Yeah, I think he's definitely worthy of going in the Hall of Fame just for bringing out the spring-loaded 510.
Perfect entry, because it's exactly what the Hall of Fame's about: being influential, making a big change, and
he certainly did that. You know, I mean, he was the go-to 510 across the world. Still is. I mean, a lot of people are still using them, even though productions. I don't know what's going on with the boys over there, but I've still got some stock, and I get stock occasionally. But yeah, it's not just the 510 though. It's Dennis. I mean,
yeah. Both.
Well, he's worthy.
Fantastic entry.
That was a really, really great entry.
Yeah.
Right.
Excellent.
Moving along. Just a very quick mention. Fusion Vape Lounge have another expo this Saturday.
Where is that, Richard?
It's in Huxley, which is
Nottingham. No, it's Hucknall.
Hucknall. Hucknall.
Hucknall.
Oh yeah. Hucknall, which is Nottingham-ish, but just go to fusionvapelounge.co.uk to find out more.
I would go to that if it wasn't so far away because they're nice fellas.
Craig's going, Moxon's going.
I would if it's a 3-hour drive. It's a bit far.
Richard's going.
Are you going? Are you?
Oh, unconfirmed.
Yeah.
And next thing, bye bye, Mrs. Lords. It says in my notes, Mrs. Lords are closing their company, their juice line, everything. The reason I mention it is not to wax lyrical, but if you are a fan of Mrs. Lords, it's your last chance, and they have a sale on selling all the old juice.
It's like 50% off.
It's crazy prices. So if you like Mrs. Lords, go to Mrs. Lords now to avoid disappointment. Their juice is on sale.
Just a quick update from the Harrison, who's in chat. That Eddie May will be at the.
Yeah, Eddie will be there. He asked me not to say that on telly, though.
The UK, the modding Jesus, Eddie May.
Yeah, he'll be there. But if you have a restraining order against Eddie, then he's made it clear he's going. So
Eddie May is Jesus. Go. It's a whole lie. We all call him that. It's rubbish. He is the Son of God.
He definitely is. I mean, in the UK, we have got an Italian Jesus as well, haven't we?
Italian Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
Another quick note: Mark Todd has just come back from Poland. He has guaranteed me there will be a video about this on his channel in the coming days.
And is Mr. Todd off to Paris next?
He's gone already. He's already there.
Did he drive? Did he drive or travel straight down there?
He's after this, setting off after the show, isn't he?
Oh, after the show, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he just grabs some pants and then he's off. I think
he's just a man of wonder, isn't he? He's got wanderlust.
He is international man of mystery, Mark Todd.
He is the international vaping traveller.
Another very quick note: Planet of the Vapes are doing a really cool charity thing. So if you've not been on there in a while, go to Planet of the Vapes and check that out. Dave did a post in the group about it, didn't he, as well? John, did you authorise that?
What was that? Oh, the charity.
Yes,
Dave Groves doing it. Yeah, go over there and get some tickets.
Go and check it out. Very cool.
Raffle. It's for the it's for the East of England Children's Trust, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, which is obviously close to me as well. I'm from the East of England, so yeah, go and buy some tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
really we know. Dave said that that they have a different policy over at Planet of the Vapes, and so their clothing policy is not the same as the Ideal Home Show, and there is some in the raffle prices. But to be honest, if you're buying a ticket to win something, don't buy a ticket. Honestly, I always think of this with raffles and stuff. You buy a ticket to give away some money to a worthy cause. Go and do that. And if you get something, fantastic.
Yeah, prize is irrelevant. Just get on there and have a look.
Yeah, don't buy a ticket for a prize. Donate some money.
Yeah, perfect.
Right. Next thing, this came up today. I've put a picture up, Rick, if you can pull that up. But Mooch has done another battery test. He's been doing all kinds of other tests recently, but he has done a battery test. It's fair to say he's not impressed with these.
I was going to say before you said about that he's actually bringing out a brand of batteries there because it's got Mooch written on.
Mooch.
It's got Mooch written on the battery there. Look, it's got it written on there. They made it for him especially.
Reading between the lines, AWT have rewrapped a Samsung 30Q, and he's not impressed because they've put 40 amps on there, and he rates it at 25, and not good. And I think he's just a bit tired of AWT's marketing ploys.
How many times do they fall for it?
Where did I hear this once? I think it might have been Mooch that told me that AWT gets the the best of the reject cells and rewrap them.
Yeah, grade B and all that.
Yeah, so they're not terrible cells.
No, they're just not 40 amps.
Yeah, they're not like all the others. They're not what they say they are on the wrapping.
I sort of mentioned this partly as a reminder. Make sure you are following Mooch on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Wicked idea.
top thing. And he's right. You know, they need to stop doing this. You think they would by now. The amount of emails I get from battery companies saying, "Will you do a video about our batteries?" And I always just say, "Contact Mooch." You know, I don't know anything. It's be irrelevant. So there you go. I use Duracell. So
yeah, we all do. I do that.
Yeah. So next one. This came up. New product. A new product.
I've only just seen this, so you put this on there.
This is all we know. This is the first press release of this mod. It's done the rounds on Facebook today. A brand new mod. Can you pull up a picture?
Yeah, let's go.
Pull up a picture. So a brand new mod. Rev GTS. Oh, can we zoom in?
Yeah.
There we go. So this is the pre-order now. The rev-tech.com. Rev GTS 230 watt mod.
That looks for a futuristic mod. That looks all right actually. That display is
screen, isn't it?
It looks.
I mean, because we're now in the kind of predator alien market, aren't we? Really.
This looks better than what's out there.
No. I'm giving you that. But that's what I mean. I think it's for that market. It's not for me, but it was never aimed at me, and I think, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it?
I've never heard of it, or anything before it did the rounds on Facebook today. So I don't even know the company, the board, anything. But that is a full-on screen, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's a nice design, actually, isn't it? For if you want a mod like that,
I like the look
like
of the fire button.
On a hatchback, isn't it?
It's so you've got your wattage at the top there in sort of a speedometer style car thing. I don't know what the I presume it's battery, the green, yellow, red. I'm assuming that's the two cells. Yeah, the battery indicator.
Oh yeah, left and right, and then in the middle it just says, does it say power or something?
It might say Rev GTA. I don't know actually. Yeah, can't see. And then at the bottom it's your vape time. So someone's taken a 10-second drag at 220 watts there in the picture.
Pretty good. That's the Jeremy Clarkson mod.
There's only different models by the looks of it. Then
green, blue, and red.
Are they? Yeah, you can see that that's got a different display on the red
there's
one.
A pink one, yeah. So obviously customizable.
Well, or either that, or there's two different sizes of mods. I don't know.
Jebs has renamed it in chat as the XR3i Turbo Nutter Bastard. Quite like that.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll sell.
It is the Vauxhall Nova TS of the vape world for sure.
I think if it looks like that, it looks like it'll be the best in its class of that type of mod with a big silly screen.
Yeah, they're going to get the shit beaten out. With the Alien Predator thing, the problem was just longevity. It'd be great to see a mod that works and doesn't break. That'd be handy.
Yeah, I mean, and that looks reasonably ergonomic. They haven't just shoved it in a box. There's actually some design and some curves on there that will make it quite all right to hold.
We love curves. That's what I was talking about earlier, donuts and crystals.
We'll come back to this, and we're doing a new thing next week, aren't we, Rick? About new products. We're doing a new...
Are we? I'm here as well.
Hot or not type thing. Rick's got a new idea. So we'll be introducing that new feature next week. That's put us on the spot, Rick. That'll force us into action.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, we're going to do something new with new products, but that was a little taster of that. And then my next thing. Okay, this is... they also found this on Facebook today. If you can pull a picture up for this, Rick.
I've only just seen it that you put this on there.
Yep, I've hijacked your Facebook.
Okay.
You've got the new Big Al's 6S PWM boards in.
Yes, I have. Yeah, well, that's how I've had them a little while, but people don't really seem to know they're there.
I still love these. I love the vape on them.
Well, this is just a tinier version. I mean, if you imagine, you see those 3 holes in the middle of the board on your left of it. Yeah. That's where your potentiometer will sit through to give you a rough idea of size. This is a tiny little board. And I'm surprised, and I'm sure we're going to see it very soon. If not, I'm just going to make one anyway. I'm surprised people aren't using these in squonkers with 2 batteries, because it's not a great deal larger than a switch FET is. So why aren't people going for 2 batteries in series and using PWM with their squonkers?
That is the exact question I was going to ask you.
Is it?
And also, this says 6S batteries, so you can put.
You could put a lipo up to 6S in
You
it.
can have 18650s, or you need to use the lipos.
You could use 6.8 either. Yeah.
Right.
2 to 6.
Has anyone done that?
I've done 4S.
Right.
A few people who build big mods will put a 6S in there, but they'll have it turned right down, I'd imagine.
What can it do with 4S? What can it? What are its limits?
I think the limits are something like building down to 0.1 or 0.2 possibly. And if you've got 6S at 100%, tell you what, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look.
That would be not 24 volts, no.
I'm going to go onto the Ohm's law calculator that I've got on my website.
Hey, look at that. What's the website called again?
www.stealthvape.co.uk. No, Ohm's law calculator. All right, volts. What have we got then? 4.2 volts times 6. What have we got there? 6, 8, 20, 24. So 25. 25 volts at 0.2.
Fucking hell.
There you go. 3,000 watts.
I'll give you a hit.
Yeah. 125 amps though, so it might be a bit. Oh no, actually the FET is not. I'm not sure what the FET's rated for. You'd need to build higher with that. I think the FET's rated for something like 60 amps, but it will take more. Let's reset that. Put that 25 volts at 60 amps, 1,500 watts.
Just 1,500 in the end, but still.
Yeah, but you wouldn't vape it. If I vaped at 1,500 watts, it ain't funny. Nothing good about it. Things catch fire,
I think those boards are great. I genuinely love the vape on them, and like you said in that post, they're really small. That's a really small one, isn't it? So
it is. It's literally 20 millimeters wide with the pot on board. So
someone please stick one in a squonker, because then I've literally, if someone does a hexome that squonks, then I'm winning.
Well, with a little bit of careful planning, you could quite easily put it in something and have room in a mod that size, Richard. Just about with all the couplings up top.
He's done.
So so I'm forward. It's just wishful thinking, I guess. Right,
Richard, we are on Troll of the Week.
We're back to my favourite place in the whole world. We're back to Yahoo Answers.
Hey.
We did this at work one. Did I tell you about the dog egg thing? We were bored at work one day, and we put a question into Yahoo Answers. How do you cook a dog egg?
Amazing.
And a lot of people didn't get it. Some people did. It went off on a weird tangent. But it turns out you just put it in a bag and boil it for 3 minutes.
That's quite good. I used to actually work. Did you know some? This is just a weird story, but that some children oddly have a predisposition to dog shit for no apparent reason. I used to work with a girl who had that predisposition as a child, and she used to pick up her little plastic bucket and off she trotted to pick up dog shit. And to her parents' disgust, if they left her alone, she would be off dog egg collecting.
As long as she washes her hands.
Yeah, no, she ate most of it. I think.
Yeah, fair enough. So, okay, Yahoo Answers. I've randomly picked 5 from one of these websites that lists them. Have you got one there, Rick? This is just giving you a flavour. If I ate myself, would I become twice as big or disappear completely? To which Sergio says, that just blew my mind.
Amazing. That's a really good question. I quite like that.
You'd die, wouldn't you?
I think so.
Yeah. You'd turn inside out, wouldn't you, really? Sort of.
What does it mean when someone says meow to you? They're a cat. That's the best answer. But I reckon that was legit, because people might have, if they were saying something mean, because people sort of do that if you're being a bit catty, don't they?
It could be me, ow, or I'm in pain. It could mean, couldn't it? Me, ow.
Yeah. Next one. I really like this one. I don't know if it's just the mood I'm in today or what, but I really like this one. Is it illegal to kill an ant? Today I was walking down the street and there was an ant on a puppy, so I stepped on the ant and killed it. A police officer gave me a very dirty look, and so did a lot of other people around. So I was wondering, is it illegal to kill an ant? I'm super serious. This isn't a joke. Someone put, come and go. You stepped on a dog.
That's all good.
Very nice.
Oh dear. Next.
How big is the big question? As to which Cody H quickly replied, "Can you be more Pacific?" It's like a badly constructed cracker joke. Finally, and this isn't unique to Yahoo Answers, but Billy Bob, after careful consideration, asked, "Do gay people have feelings?" Vivi36 says, "Yes, they hate you." There we go. Just a taste of what normal people on the internet, I think.
I need to join this. Where are we seeing this? On Yahoo?
Yahoo. Just type in Yahoo Answers into Google.
www.google.com and then put in Yahoo Answers.
I think you've discovered a gold mine there.
I did used to troll that. It was like really back in the day, Yahoo Answers, like, well, 8 years ago. Did I ever tell you about the thing I've got to just, because we're talking about troll of the week, so it's fine.
Yep.
When I used to get home from work, when I lived with, me and Simon used to live together, not in a gay way, and we had a desktop.
Well, there's anything wrong with that, of course.
No, love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just
love it.
that.
John loves it.
Got it. And we had a computer set up under the stairs, and when I used to finish work before Simon and his then wife, and I would be under the stairs.
His then beard.
His then beard, and Simon would stick his head under the stairs to see what I was up to, and I'd always be doing the same thing, which was, in a former life, I used to troll an American movement called the Silver Ring Thing, which is an American evangelical Christian movement about wearing a celibacy ring. And I just used to sit there for an hour every day after work and troll the silver ring thing. That was my thing. Yeah, I used to ask fully grown adults why they were so concerned about the sex lives of children over and over again, and send them mad. And I once had an argument with the fat woman from the Halifax adverts who used to sing a song. I may have mentioned that I thought she could do a fantastic rendition of Who Ate All the Pies. She got really angry about it. But,
a bit touchy then.
Did Howard weigh in?
Quite sweaty. Yeah, I think she got Howard back up on the keyboard.
Yahoo Answers is a gold mine. Check it out. But you'll never get, because I've used it seriously and answered seriously, you'll never get best answer.
No.
It's a game you cannot win. So, go on. Mod showcase. It's time.
That time, is it? Is it that time? Excuse me. Hey, here he is. It's that time of the week again. Mod showcase of the week. I've got 3 mods to show you this week. 3. It's been a busy week on the mod showcases group. First up, we haven't seen anything from him for a short while, so I thought I would show this because it's rather special. And that is from our friend over in Ireland, Aidan the Nanny. And he made this little beauty. And I thought it was definitely worth showing. A little bit different.
Ooh.
It's not a squonker for a start, so that makes it different. And he's I think that.
Oh, I like the buttons.
Looking at that colour, looking at the colour of that block, it's got to be a Scott Bonner block.
Is it a Bonner?
I think it is. I mean,
he's given it a lovely polish, hasn't he?
Oh, he does do. Yeah, he makes. I've got a squonker by him. He makes a lovely mod, Aidan. And I thought this was definitely worth showing because it's just it's special. Very special.
I like that. It's
I'm
like
not sure
like a
about
shrunk
the
down flask.
5-10 position.
Sorry?
I'm not sure about the 5-10 position. Is that hypercritical?
No.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because the button is centered.
Yeah, it might be better like that. To be honest,
It
for
might
me,
be.
I prefer it offset. I don't like centre 510s.
You've got a bit of a chin rest there, haven't you?
Yeah, it could just sort of sit in your hand, the back tube hole and the back round bit.
It's a lovely block.
Beautiful,
That's
yeah,
lovely.
really nice. So that was definitely worth a show. That's Aidan the name. Tippy Mods, go and if you want something special. A few of us have got squonkers by him.
He's a really nice chap as well.
Yeah, he is. He's bang on, Aidan. He's just been DJing over in Ibiza, actually.
He has, yeah. He got quite the view on the beach.
Yeah. He's a right fat boy slim,
Got
Aidan.
an eyeful, did he?
But no, that's beautiful. I thought that was definitely worth showing.
Yeah,
Lovely work.
Stunning.
Yeah. Next up, okay. I don't know. I think we've shown this guy before, but he makes pipe mods, and he's made a pipe squonker, and this is John Cottingham. He makes quite a few pipe mods. I don't show his stuff very often, but
No.
he's made
That's
a
a lovely
squonker this
pipe.
time. And I thought, it's proper bit of craftsmanship, you know? It's a gentlemanly vape, isn't it? I mean, he's
Got all the ones in the background as well.
yeah, I know. Look at them. I mean, they're fantastic.
Pipe mods are one of those things. They're really hard to do to make it look like it works, and that looks like it works. So,
Yeah, I mean, you can't get away from it being bigger than a pipe. That's the bottom line, isn't it? Because you need an 18650 minimum in there.
I like the one with the thumb hole
Which one?
to the right behind.
Oh, that one there. Yes. Yes.
That looks so comfy.
Yeah, I mean, he's making some lovely, unique things here. I might have to get in touch with him and see if I can buy one of these, just because they're lovely, you know?
That's for the squonker one. How do you fire that?
It looks like he's got a mech put into the end, and that's probably just a sort of mech embedded into the wood.
Oh, so button underneath.
No, on top, by the where you would light the tobacco is a switch, I believe.
Oh, right. So it's the okay.
So it's probably just a switch from a mech in that.
Yes.
You just drill a hole and embed the mech in there and wire it up so it fires, you know? So, yeah, really nice. That's
really good.
John Cottingham. Good work. And finally, there's another guy that popped up onto the Facebook group this week. I'm not sure where he's from, but his name sort of suggests to me he's either Russian or he's over that way. But he's made some really nice squonkers as well. And he hasn't just put one up, he's put a couple up. And his name is Veselin Georgiev.
that's really nice.
He's making some nice things as well. And I thought definitely give him a shout on these because they look really very special.
You don't often see that kind of purple. You don't often see at all.
No, it's nice, isn't it? It's yeah, I was really impressed with it.
That looks proper high end. That
it does, doesn't it? I think so too. I mean, he's got it all embedded in there. I mean, it would only take a 22, but it's really a single batch. You know, it is a 22 mil jobby, but nice and small.
It's a lot smaller than I thought.
What's his name?
His name is Veselin Georgiev.
If he needs my address, just
Yeah. Likewise, yeah. I mean, it looks like he's following. He's making them different shapes. He's getting a creative, feeling it, shaping it, changing it a bit, and I like that. I really like that. So yeah,
Great.
That is mod shakers of the week this week.
Fantastic. Some brilliant choices there, Rick.
Yes, some very nice mods there. And if you want to see some more, go on to www.facebook.com and search for mod showcases. Go and join the group. You're seeing some very creative stuff. A lot of good stuff going on there.
Fantastic. Right. I think we've done an hour and 50 minutes.
Have we? Fun, we have.
Yeah. I would say that is about a lot, isn't it?
I think that's all we can do.
I think we should wrap it up while it's hot.
Should we wrap it up? Should we tell everybody that? Should we thank everybody? Thanks everybody for watching. This has been the Ideal Home Show. We will be back next week, about 9ish, I think. About 9ish.
We'll see you next Thursday.
9ish.
We'll definitely see you next Thursday. 9ish. See you next Thursday.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you very much. This has been the Idle Show.
Bye.